Okay, I probably have to repeat what Jasmine just said. Okay, well, thank you for the sponsorship, and thank you for the committee to picking up for the talk here. Okay, so the title probably tells more that the presentation that I'm going to give today is going to be how to teach the finance students about machine learning. Of course, that's given the audience here, you probably feel the heat, right? So it's going to be a tough topic. So let's say what the others say, right? So I guess I don't really need to say anything about this scale. Data analysis and artificial intelligence, machine learning are pretty hot in the high demand. Okay. Well, just given the demand, it's not really easy to tackle a topic. I'm pretty sure some of the audience probably did this already, but but I will say that just share with all of you that how I did it and the learning outcomes and all the perspectives I would like to share. Okay. Well, of course, I've heard lots of complaints about from our students saying, "Oh man, no, I'm finance major. I have nothing to do with coding, data. Get out of here, right?" And for us, it's kind of like, okay, I'm teaching this class, and nobody really everybody hate me. So that's actually really how we get started. We start with the coding class, and everybody look at me to say, "Oh, this is a weird guy. You have a title of computer science. It's not finance professor. Get out here. What do you do?" Right? Then I say, okay, I need to find some way that to cop that. The surprising and get you off that phase, to some way that I probably can cop them a little bit down, right? So I thought about, okay, so you don't really like the number, how about I show you the pictures, right? So let's go from there, okay? Then, well, we start doing all these pictures, right? So, but still that we go through all the process with these visual cues, then the way we do actually, just internal process is no difference from traditional data analysis and machine learning. Okay, define question, collect the data, process it. Okay, build a model or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, test it. Okay, see if that works, right? But I guess. The difference is going to be which tool that we're going to use, right? So this time that I actually analyzed a few tools that I happen to like this one in particular. That this is called Data IQ. This is actually it's a on cloud platform. Okay, it gave the students the idea of how the things can be blocked instead of just going into the coding, do all this typing, right? So let's take I will just give you a very quick example here, okay? And I will say that how that you're going to think about that, right? So for example, if we say, okay, well, if you are interested in the Bitcoin return, right? So how are we going to get started? You say, oh yeah, I have the Bitcoin return data. Okay, let me do a little model up there. Okay, so the hand here is going to be, well, there some data up there give you that how many pockets out there. Okay, how many people are actually interested in Bitcoin, and it goes through supply demand. That they all understand supply demand, surprisingly. Okay. Say, oh yeah, that should work. Okay, then we start doing it. Okay, let's say, okay, you want to do that? Great. Okay. Then I'll say, okay, if you want to do that, you got to go to my website. This is going to be everything over there, okay? And this is going to be in particular that where the data actually sits, okay? The glass node actually gave us all the information, data returns, and active address along with the other things, okay, for Bitcoin. And we just ask him to collect data from there, then dump into a model. Okay? This is going to be the model, okay? Well, a quick review is going to be, well, what is that? Okay. Well, I'm going to give you, a detailed look afterward, but I'm just going to tell you that the font is a little bit small. You definitely not going to be able to see it, but this is coming from. This is going to be the data part. Everything that you have all this data collected, you load into the system, and this is going to be the process part, the process of data, and then you build a model, test it to see if that works. Okay, so let me enlarge that so that you can see a little bit better. Okay. So just for you to know, right? So if anything goes wrong, it's the internet, not me. Okay. So this is going to be the data part. Okay. So you actually have all the data set, that the student preloaded into the Bitcoin price every 24 hours. An active address, that's another data set. They have this full data set loaded into there. You say, oh, that's cool. Okay, that's very easy. No coding. That's important. Kind of like doing Excel, right? Drag it. Oh, it's there. Okay, cool. Okay. So if that works, well, why don't we just play another Lego block? The next Lego block is going to be a little bit more complicated, as we can expect it, right? So that's going to be the inputs, all the data that we got in there. Process. Oh, I need to generate a Lego variable. Another one? Oh, okay. Okay, so what happens is going through, well, you can actually condense these steps into one, but just for us, like, I'm teaching undergraduate stuff. Each variable I also do one step, right? So that's why this one is pretty long, but if you do it, I'm pretty sure it's much prettier. Okay, so then come to be, okay, all the things ready. It's going to be the final data set that come out, right? So during the process, actually, students learn a couple of things, right? So in the data processing part, they learn that they can clean the raw data, generate new variables, merge the data, generate another new variable from the combined data set, and eventually have everything ready for the model. Okay. Well, so far still happy. Then that's going to be a trouble part. Okay. Say, well, yeah, the data was ready. Everything that can be read. You say, oh, there's a number, there's an address. Okay. And we all know what that means, but what we got to do with it, right? So that's actually this visual platform, or the way that I teach this course. I found this is the most helpful one. Okay, given that after you have the data, okay, and you know what your target is going to be, right? So then this platform actually automatically suggests 3 or 4 models to say, okay, those 3 or 4 maybe you can try. Okay, for example, like regression models, random forest, right? The lasso and Milasso, right? those type of models. Okay, so they start to build those, right? So try a few, do a bar heavy exercise. Okay, seconds coming back here. Left all of it, right? And then this is so-called that we start to train the model, right? And this is going to be a little bit detailed touch, okay? So the model has been built, but I want to show you a little more from here, okay? So this is going to be where it's actually getting started. So this is going to be input data set. Then they're going to do predict, right? So they predict that what's a Bitcoin return actually going to be. So this is going to be trained so-called predicted model, right? To predict these 2 data sets. Okay, and there are a few other things here as well. Of course, you see the R-squared is terrible, right? And also that that those are so-called, say that they actually have this target just like the red target you see from every target store. Right? So in their building process, you can't see a big red dot out there. Okay. And then they have all those input variables. Some of those are original, some that we generated, some making sense, some don't. Okay. But the sense is that give them the taste, right? So what do you want dump into? Well, try, right? So they dump into a lot of variables, but still the performance is not that great, right? Then the way that they can adjust is that they can add variables, get rid of variables, right? Eventually, of course, we all going back to this so-called training model, okay? With R squared 0.002. Not sure about how you think about that. But it's definitely not the model that is going to perform in the reality. But the good thing is that once they see that they can walk through all the process pretty easily, right? Just drag again, right? So it works, okay? That's actually the time that I started to emphasize on, you can think about that this variables, all the questions really making sense to you. You just, try to call it a little bit harder, right? What about calculating more data instead of just address, something else, other cryptocurrency returns, general market and everything, right? And maybe, you can refine the question, right? So you say, oh, predicting daily return is too hard. What about weekly, right? What about monthly? And what about that you just don't try to predict return, just try to predict that, positive, negative return. All these alternative questions you start to play with, right? Then the classroom actually starting to be hot, right? They start really getting the access, right? So at this point, hopefully, right? For most of my students actually they work, right? So starting from here, and they say, do it, and I know I can. Okay. So well, once you've done that. Hopefully that you attend their graduation. It's actually for it, but that's my wish. So I'll stop over here. Okay, thank you once again that give me the opportunity here. I'm going to open for any questions, and if anything that I can share with you, don't hesitate to ask. Okay.
So we have a few minutes for some questions. Anybody have any questions for Xinde? Any questions?
Is your data IQ workflow available for us to take a look to use?
I sure can share that with you. Yeah, send me an email. I will.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah, I'll send that to you.
And what software do students use to analyze the data? So do they use Python or is this?
That's a good question. Okay, so what they use actually, this is the platform. Okay, let me go back to here. This is a online platform. Is how should I put it? It's more like the old day SPSS. Okay, it's has a lot of building blocks. You have menus. You click here, there. If you know the order, of course, it's much more intuitive than SPSS. That you don't really need to know any code. No Python. Backbone is Python. Backbone everything is Python. Okay. So that's we just before we speak about that. Actually, teach a parallel class. This is one. Another one is coding. Okay. Python for finance. Okay. And I have students took this class before they register for my Python class. Was the group that first time just senior year need a class to do. I'm kidding, but they probably interested in the data analysis. But from my personal experience, the students actually took the class like this one with visual cues and go through all the process. And they feel very comfortable, confident that they can do the code. Vice versa is not true. Okay, finance students, first time take the coding class. Oh man.
I was just going to make a comment. It's really interesting. This was from years ago. I remember when Pete and I were in grad school, we took a pedagogy class. I remember one of the things that resonated with me. Business students, all of the research shows business students learn by seeing and doing. That's how they learn. And so I think that's really interesting because you give them sort of a visual map, and that's how they tend to learn. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I found.
Yeah. And I know you have another question.
What class do you do this in? What class do you do this in? What course?
Oh, this one is so-called advanced financial modeling. This is after the financial modeling.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so the financial modeling pretty much is going to be Excel. And then they jump into this one. They actually have a branch. They either go this one or another one so-called data analytics. Data analytics actually is Python for finance. So
This is in the finance degree.
this is in the finance degree. We have a major in the financial data analytics. So that's one of the major courses. Yes, sir.
Just I'm trying to make sure I wrap my head around this. Would you describe the process as you're giving students the tools so that they can do the kind of modeling that many of us have done in Stata or SAS, load data in, run. Is it all regression analysis? Is it what is it that the process that's happening there?
That's a great question. I actually have that. I probably went too fast. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I might just be slow. I'm one of your finance students that showed up and didn't know anything about coding, so.
Yeah. That's actually what I try to teach, and this thing is really just serving as a tool.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to teach them, how to go through all the process, get everything kicking out as a data science. So it's not really say, okay, you have to know this tool. I mean, just for that per se, SAS, Python, everything that you do, you have to follow the process. Right? So you have a good question to answer, define very good business question, then collect the data, process it, and analyze it. Right? So that was.
It seems basically what you're turning out here are translators, people that can take business ideas or business processes. Then you get the nerd to do the coding.
I like that word, translator. Yes, it's kind of like the translator. You should say, okay, I have an idea. I have a Chinese idea, translate to English. It's kind of like that.
Where you managed to sever the technical coding part of that from the process, like research and answering questions.
I'm just hiding the coding behind the scene, right? It's everything still there, but they don't really have to do any single line of coding. So that's nice.
Can you tell me the name of your degree again? You said
my degree.
no, not your degree. The degree that this is at Arkansas. You have it's
a financial data analytics.
That's the name of the degree. So
That's the
you
name
have
of
a BS in
It's a BS.
a BS in financial data analytics. That's
Right,
what.
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to get that curriculum. Seriously, I mean,
You ask the right person.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
Yes,
where
sir.
the field is going. Yeah.
Sorry if I missed this, but the data processing part, what tool that you use for that, what students use that? Is that Stata or is it?
Data IQ.
Oh, they also use that one to process the data.
It is a one package based on. Yeah. It works for all the process. Yes.
Okay, let's let this be the final question, and we can ask questions later if we need to. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So when you do this, we know that usually for the economics and finance,
Mhm.
there is that kind of linear regression.
Mhm.
That's a big assumption that linear relationship. So here you use the machine learning,
Mhm.
is that you compare with the traditional approach and then maybe give the student for visualization of difference.
Oh man, that's a big debate. Okay, that's a big debate. I'm going to make it brief, then we can talk after the session. Okay. We do research. We try to find out the causal relationship. Here, I don't care. It's a machine learning as long as this model works. Okay. Does that data must be normal distributed? Have to do the log distribution? I don't know. I mean, from a practitioner point of view, that's probably not as important as we do the rigorous research. But the point is that the industry does not really ask our students to do rigorous research, and they demand for the people be able or be confident to deal with data in their particular way. So that you may be disappointed, but that's the way it is for now. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you.